Hello. I wanted to talk to you about what is it if you're neurotypical or even if you're neurodivergent and someone comes to you and says, I am on the autism spectrum or I am neurodivergent. I've had people come to me and they ask me and they say, well, I've always said, oh, great, good for you. And they tend to get frustrated or upset. Now, I think every individual is their own person, and whether they get upset or not, that is their choice. Um, and it's coming from the thoughts that they're thinking and the experiences that they're having in life. But let's just play and say that you have someone in your life, whether it's a person in your family or it's a person that you're meeting as a new friend, or maybe even a possible date, or someone at work, maybe, and they say something to you like, I am on the autism spectrum, or I am neurodivergent, right? Or I come from the neurodiverse community. So a really good thing is just to be curious, not be curious to satisfy your own needs, but curious as to how do you want to show up for this person, right? So maybe one of the questions you can ask somebody is, oh, okay, well, what does that look like for you? What is that experience in your life? I think that being open and curious about the person's experience in life is very important. I don't mind if somebody asks me, well, what does neurodivergent mean? Or what is neurodiversity? I don't mind because I talk about it all day, every day. If someone asks me, well, what does that look like for you? I can go into detail and let people know what that looks like for me. I will tell all of you right now what my neurodivergence looks like for me. I'm gifted with an IQ of 152. I'm dyslexic and ADHD. So what it looks like for me is I struggle to spell words sometimes. Sometimes even the most simple words can be challenging for me because English language just doesn't make sense in my brain. This is not something that I can train, right, and change in my brain. I can help myself as best as possible by tutoring and apps and corrections. Autocorrect is my greatest gift ever. I prefer to listen to audiobooks than read the audiobooks. My eyes actually don't work together, so I can get headaches when reading. So I really do prefer to listen and read together is my favorite. ADHD, right? Sometimes I will get text messages and I try to answer them right away. But if I don't, I can't forget. And it's not something that I'm doing on purpose or ignoring. It just means that if you don't hear from me, ping me again. It's not personal. Emails I struggle to stay on top of emails. Scheduling. If my schedule is off, it throws my whole week off. So those are just some very simple things that it looks like in my world. Some of the other things that it looks like for me personally is I'm sensitive to light and sound. The way things feel for the most part are okay with me. I don't like feeling a wet dog. For some reason, I don't like feeling wet things, but yeah, light and sound I am more sensitive to. So you will rarely see me without sunglasses in the sun. And if sounds are really loud near my head, I can get startled and jump. To an outside point of view, it might look like I'm anxious or afraid, and I'm not. It's just that something was really loud for me, and that's all. So these are kind of the answers that you will hear from people because it doesn't matter what type of neurodiversity we're talking about. Each subset of neurodiversity is going to have its own spectrum. Whether you're talking about the autism spectrum or you're talking about ADHD, which ADHD, there's different types of ADHD now, dyslexia, whatever it looks like, right? It's all going to have kind of a spectrum of what it looks like in that person. So just being open and curious, if you genuinely want to have a connection with this person, ask them, what does that look like for you? What is how does it impact your life? Is there anything that you want to or feel close to sharing with me? And another question is, how can I support you? Is there anything that I can do to show up as your friend, as your partner, as your family, as your coworker that would help you in your experience in life? And coming with a mindset of being having unconditional love and acceptance is it always feels better to all parties involved. So that's just some tips and tricks that I would like to give you today on this beautiful. It's actually really pretty outside. Monday, it's like 30 degrees outside, super cold, but really pretty. If you guys like my video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'd love to come back to you again. Bye. TeresaMinock.com